Hello everyone, welcome to BYJU'S Exam Prep. I'm Nivedita Raje and this is the law and the articles that you might need to remember. I mean, if you think about it, since you're fresh out of school, you're not really required to know the law and the articles or the sections. But, for the sake of your knowledge or maybe for an expansion to your preparation, it's not a bad idea to have an idea, right? So that's what this session is all about. We would be discussing some relevant provisions, and through those provisions, if you don't necessarily remember the provisions, the idea is not to make you remember the provisions but the concept behind it. So whatever provision that you are being taught today, the concept behind it, the theory of that provision is necessary. It automatically becomes an important topic, and that is for all exams. So that's what the importance of this lecture is. So don't go on thinking about ma'am is making us learn the sections and the bare act sections and the articles. Oh my god, how do I remember all of them? You don't have to remember them. You don't have to remember the particular number. Section 167 is supposed to be saying that. No. But the concept, what it is saying, what is it saying, the concept behind it, default bail, anticipatory bail, that is something that you need to remember. So with the help of this session, we are giving you the important concepts or the theories of law that you have to understand before you take the actual exam. Okay, so that is the idea behind it. Good afternoon everyone, how are you all? Good afternoon, good afternoon. Yes, I am here exactly at 4, actually not 3. So how are you all? What is happening? Tell me something interesting. Is there anything interesting that anybody of you would like to share with me? Anything? The most interesting thing that happened to me was, I don't want to share it. Okay, let me share it. So the most interesting thing that happened to me recently, actually it happened just last night, was that there was this parcel that got delivered and I wasn't home. So I returned late and I completely forgot to pick that parcel. It belonged to my friend. So I was supposed to collect it for her. Now it started raining in the middle of the night and by mistake I left the main gate open. It wasn't really open, but it's a huge gate. It has sections, in that iron gate, and through those sections a dog entered, and that is one of the dogs that my landlady really loves. She keeps feeding her and whatever. So she entered and she decided to play with that parcel, and when I suddenly remembered, oh my god, I have to pick up the parcel, I remembered, oh sorry, I went down and the entire piece of clothing, that beautiful dress that my friend ordered, was torn into pieces just because of a dog's whim. You won the best speaker. That's amazing, Kanak. That's very interesting. Yes, congratulations, sweetheart. You should utilize that skill when you are in college. It'll help you a lot in the debate committee and everything. So I was an active member of the debate committee. I left it later on, and like I told you, I was barred from the moots because I was a little too outgoing. Could not follow the decorum of the court. But I did not follow this practice when I actually started practicing. Thank God. Otherwise, they would have cancelled my license. Yeah, so that's actually interesting. So let us begin, everyone, without wasting much time. So this is a repeated series, some sections, or rather the topics that you should do for this exam. It is for everyone, the students who are repeating, who are retaking the exam, or the students who would be taking the exam for the first time. These are some very, very important topics that you should be familiar with. So note them down, not particularly the article or the section number, but I actually studied from 2 colleges. I did my UG from RML Lucknow. I did my PG from Nalsar, Hyderabad. Oh, that is so sweet, Nandini. You come here and you say such sweet things and you make my day. That is the most interesting part of my day. You also had your ceremony and elected as captain What is your house? Which house do you come from? Do you have the colors? Like in my school, we had simple colored names. So there was nothing fancy. Okay, so green, blue, yellow, red. That's it. I was in greenhouse, and that was my favorite house. And I was very active in that house. Like I used to debate, I used to sing, I used to do so many things, got so many accolades for my house. But then I changed school and they had houses under the name of gems, topaz, emerald, ruby, sapphire. Yep. Okay, so that's amazing. Congratulations on being the house captain. That is actually amazing. You are now burdened with a lot of responsibilities. Choose well, don't get irritated by your co-captain or the vice captain. They actually tend to irritate you a lot. That is actually their job, but don't get swayed. So statutory bail under section 167 clause 2 is also known as which of the following bails? Now remember, you were in Blue House. My brother was in Blue House. That was another house that I really liked. Okay, so do remember that this is not to confuse you or to impose the burden of learning sections. You're always saying, ma'am, are we supposed to learn sections? No, you are not supposed to learn these sections. It is just so that you can know the topics that you require to learn. Can anybody answer me this question? If you have attended my classes, you must be familiar with the concept because I did quote this section. Wow, Nandini, you were also from Greenhouse. High five! Oh, you were from Yellow House. I was in Yellow House when I changed school. I did not like yellow color. I was sad. But high five to you. Okay, so Kanak has already answered. Is there anybody willing to take the question and answer it? Interim bail, default bail, anticipatory bail, regular bail. Anybody else except for Kanak? Nobody wants to take on the question? It is default bail. Yes. Now what is the concept of default bail exactly? Write down default bail as an important topic. Okay. So do that. So default bail happens. Now I have already told you that there are two kinds of offences, bailable and non-bailable, right? So in bailable offences, a person gets bail as a matter of right, whereas in non-bailable offences, granting bail becomes discretion of the court. So in non-bailable offences, the offences are usually of serious nature. Thus, the non-bailable title is attached to them. Okay. So in case there is an offence which is non-bailable and is punishable with death, okay, death or life imprisonment or any imprisonment which is up to 10 years. So three punishments: death, life imprisonment or imprisonment up till 10 years in that offense or any other non-bailable offense. So in this offense, death, which is punishable with death, life imprisonment and 10 years, if the charge sheet is not filed within 90 days. Charge sheet denotes the completion of investigation. So as soon as the investigation is completed, the police officer files a charge sheet before the court. Charge sheet lays down all the evidences collected during the investigation, all the offences that are made out through those evidences, and the fact that the police or the investigating officer rather is confirmed that yes, there was a commission of the offence, these are the suspects, this is the evidence, these are the witnesses, now you go ahead, conduct the trial. That is the purpose of for charge sheet. So compulsory bail is the same? No, compulsory bail is not the same. In fact, compulsory bail is not really provided for in CRPC. It's something that is used for the matter of practicality. Okay. But yes, you can denote compulsory bail with default bail. Okay, so in offences punishable with death, life imprisonment and 10 years minimum, the charge sheet should be filed within 90 days. And in any other offence for which punishment can be anything other than death, life imprisonment and 10 years of imprisonment, the charge sheet has to be filed within 60 days. Now, if the charge sheet in a non-bailable offence is not filed within 90 or 60 days respectively, depending on what the offence or what the accusation is, the person gets a default bail. Now, he is entitled to the bail despite the fact that he was arrested under a non-bailable offence accusation. Did everybody understand? It is an important topic. Default bail, anticipatory bail, regular bail, both are important. You should read them, but not in too much detail, just for the purpose of understanding. Okay, default bail I've already explained. You do anticipatory and regular on your own, or I'll explain to you when we do criminal law in our regular sessions. Okay, so B is the correct answer, right? Default bail. Moving on. Which of the following is correct regarding anticipatory bail under the Code of Civil Code? Sorry, it is not Code of Civil Procedure, guys. It is Code of Criminal Procedure. Okay, Criminal Procedure. Anybody? It's very simple. The correct answer to this is A. Okay. Anticipatory bail is provided for under section 438. Again, something that you don't have to remember, but you do have to understand the concept of anticipatory bail and when can a person apply for it. Okay, so it is generally applied by a person who is anticipating an arrest, and it can only be applied for in non-bailable offences in Sessions Court and High Court. One cannot apply for an anticipatory bail in a trial court. No, they can only apply for an anticipatory bail in either Sessions Court or High Court, right? And that is basically a preventive measure where a person is suspecting that he would be arrested for a non-bailable offence. So before police can come to his apartment or his home and produce a warrant and arrest him, he can produce that bail bond and he will not be taken into custody. That is the purpose of anticipatory bail. Okay, moving on. Is the correct answer. Sessions Court is the criminal court. You know what a district court is, right? Family court is civil court, a court which deals with family matters only. Civil court is a court of, like, it is a lower court which deals with civil matters primarily. Above civil court, we have district court, which is of two categories. So district court takes care of civil matters, whereas sessions court takes care of criminal matters. Above sessions court and district court, which are on the same pedestal, we have high court and then we have supreme court. That is the hierarchy. Okay, so civil courts are the lowest courts in the Indian judicial system. Actually, below civil courts we have small causes courts, but they are not too many. Okay, now, which of the following is not an important ingredient of section 304A? 304A is, I'll tell you, death by negligence. Not an important ingredient. Khushi is correct. It is actually D. These are the three important ingredients. There must have been a death. The death must be caused by the accused, and the death must be caused due to a rash or negligent act of the accused. These are the three important ingredients. D is not the important ingredient. Now you gather that death by negligence is an important concept of criminal law. Do read about it. Okay, D is the correct option. Now, which of the following is correct regarding Article 142 of the Constitution of India? Anybody? The correct answer to this is, should I tell you or should I wait? The correct answer to this is A. Okay. Article 142 basically. Very good, Supriya. So, Shraddha, what about it? 299 is culpable homicide. So, what about it? Where is 299 mentioned here? I don't understand the problem. Okay. Yes. So, Article 142 talks about the powers of the Supreme Court, which gives Supreme Court a power to do anything to do complete justice. So in order to do complete justice, they can pass any order, any decree, they can do anything in their power just so that justice, complete justice is delivered. Okay, so that is Article 142, power of the Supreme Court. Okay, important article and important concept. That's it, that's all you need to remember. A is the correct option. Moving on, which of the following statement is correct regarding section 56 of the Indian Contract Act? Correct. Harshavi is the first to answer. Who else? Then I have Kushi. So Priya has answered B. Part says D. You are correct. D is correct. Yes. So section 56 talks about frustration of contract, but the word frustration is not used in the Indian Contract Act. We imply frustration from the definition given. Section 56 of the Indian Contract Act talks about the term agreement to do an impossible act. Okay, so that is what section 56 talks about, frustration of a contract. Moving on, D is absolutely correct. Now, which of the following is not an exception to section 498(9) of IPC, which is defamation? Okay. Not an exception to section 499 IPC. Anybody tell me? I'll tell you otherwise. That's okay. It's very easy. Conduct of an instant neighbor. Yes. This has nothing to do with defamation. Fair criticism, truth, report of the proceedings of court, these are all exceptions. Like if you do this, defamation won't be attracted. But this has nothing to do with defamation. That is why it is not an exception. Okay. D is the correct option. Moving on, which of the following is correct regarding appointment on compassionate grounds? Now, this is something that was asked in last year's paper. Not this, but a passage regarding compassionate appointment was there. Kanak, yes, defamation is bailable and it is cognizable too. Non-cognizable, sorry. Non-cognizable and bailable. Actually, the question is not The options are not properly formed. Let's skip this. Which of the following articles of the Constitution of India prohibits class legislation but allows class legislation based on intelligible differentia? There's a problem in question number 7, so I have skipped it. Very easy, you know what articles these are. If you don't know this, you must be familiar with these. It's D, Article 14, right to equality. Okay, class legislation is prohibited, but class legislation based on an intelligible differentia, meaning thereby that you are creating the distinction or you are distinguishing between the classes, you are classifying the people on the basis of some rational reason, or sorry, rational basis. That is what Article 14 provides for. That is the uh, philosophy of Article 14, that equals should be treated equally. Okay. Yep. D is the correct option. In which of the following schedules to the Constitution of India 22 languages are provided as official languages? You should know this. Very yes, Preeti. Very good. You definitely should know this. As CLAT and Evident or CLAT and ALET have proved before, schedules should not be avoided, especially this one. Yes, Devdrita, you are actually pretty late. We are towards the end. It's eighth schedule. Eighth schedule provides for 22 languages. Yes, it's eighth. Very good. Moving on. According to Section 2E of Indian Contract Act, every promise and every set of promises forming consideration for each other is called what? I have explained this to you. This is just confusing you. It's very simple. What exactly is a promise? What does promise amounts to? Promise, set of promise, consideration for each other. What is it? It's an, Khushi has answered. Anybody else? Very good. It is an agreement. Very good. Khushi, Parth, Aparna, Anil and Preeti. Yes, you all are right. Every promise or a set of promises, or that is a reciprocal promise, is an agreement. Promise is equivalent to an agreement. Yes, very good. Moving on. According to Article 25 of the Constitution, every person is equally entitled to freedom of conscience and the right to freely profess, practice and propagate their religion, to subject to which of the following? Public order, morality, health. Provisions of Part 3. Parth is the first to answer, I think. No, Devdrita. It's C. It is C. Public order, health and morality are the grounds on which right to freedom of religion can be restricted. Yes. These are the restrictive grounds. These are the qualifications. If your religious freedom is violating any of these three, then it will be not guaranteed under Article 25. This is, I don't know what this is. Provisions of Part 3. This is something just to confuse you. It cannot be right. It does not make sense. Public order, morality and health are correct. Even though the answer given here is A, but according to me the answer is C. C is the correct answer. Moving on, Article 21A of the Constitution declares that the state shall provide free and compulsory education to all children of which age group? Part 3 provisions contain fundamental rights, Sakhi. Actually, come to think of it, subject to all fundamental rights also might not be wrong. It is subject to fundamental rights, other fundamental rights. Every fundamental right is actually subject to other fundamental right. A is correct. Whoever answered A is not entirely wrong. It is correct. Everyone B, yes, it is absolutely right. 6 to 14. Basically, primary education is guaranteed under this article. Education up till class 10th. Okay, so 6 to 14 years is the age window wherein the children are guaranteed education by the Constitution of India. Which of the following amendments is known as the mini constitution? You should be familiar with it. It is important. It is what? It is A. 42nd Constitution is also, 42nd Amendment Act is also known as mini constitution. It was brought by Indira Gandhi's government and it was extremely comprehensive, and that this amendment sought to change the entire constitution. Okay, later on it was the maximum effect or the ill effect of 42nd amendment was more or less nullified by 44th amendment, which was brought by Morarji Desai's government. Okay, so yes, 42nd amendment is also known as the mini constitution. Now, according to section 14 of the Hindu Succession Act, any kind of property that is possessed by a female Hindu acquired dash the commencement of Hindu Succession Act shall be her absolute property. Anybody? Any property acquired by a Hindu female can anybody answer? Shall be her absolute property. Kanak says it's C. What about the others? It's actually C. Yes. So basically Hindu Succession Act section 14 clearly says, yes, C is the answer. Any property that a female acquires, a Hindu female, since HMA, Hindu Succession Act, sorry, Hindu Succession Act governs people belonging to this religion. So anybody, any female, Hindu female, whatever property she acquires on her own, whether before or after the commencement of this act, will be her absolute property. Nobody can have a right or a say in it until that lady or female expressly grants that person a right. Okay. So before and after the commencement of Hindu Succession Act, C is the correct answer. Now, do not get confused. I am repeating what I said in the beginning of the session. This session is not meant for you to learn these sections or articles. It is to make you understand the important topics. Okay, so I have through these sections highlighted some very important topics. Write down those topics and read them, understand them, because they form a crucial part of your syllabus. Okay, C is the correct option, and that is it for today, guys. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed the session and understood the idea behind it. I shall meet with everyone tomorrow. Till then, everybody take care. Bye bye. Thank you. And everybody like the session, comment on it, share the session, and subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. Take care, guys. Bye bye. Thank you so much.